California is a very unusual place. It is both highly controlled and totally out of control. The state has many strict rules, but at the same time, many people ignore them. About 21% of people in California live in poverty, and around 27% were born in other countries. Also, 1/3 of all Americans on welfare live in California. With all these challenges, it's hard to follow every complicated rule. Lately, words like rich and powerful people are used often. People say a small group of wealthy individuals control the government. Leaders on the left claim they are fighting for the middle class. But at the same time, they criticize the relationship between a tech billionaire and a former president. The strange part is, during the Obama, Clinton, and Biden years, no one talked about rich people taking control. That's over 20 years without raising the issue. California stands alone. There is not a single Republican holding a top state office. Not the governor, not the attorney general, not even the state controller. Out of 52 congressional seats, only 11 or 12 belong to Republicans. The state house and Senate are mostly controlled by Democrats. The last Republican governor was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Since then, California had 8 years of Jerry Brown and 6 years of Gavin Newsom. That's 14 years of choosing judges, which has shaped the court system to lean left. Now, lawmakers on the left want to silence those in the minority party and remove them from committees. Why now? Because the state is deep in debt, $76 billion at the start of the year. This is shocking considering California has a 13.3% income tax, high sales taxes, and the most expensive gas in the country. Even though the property tax is only 1% in theory, other rules make it one of the highest in practice. Still, the state has no money. No one wants to ask tough questions like why so many people rely on government aid, why 40% of residents use Medi-Cal, which is nearly $88 billion in deficit, or where the money will come from. California also has the highest power bills in the country. About 20 to 25% of people can't pay their electricity bills. 1 in 3 people on public help in America lives in California. Schools that were once top-rated are now among the worst. But no one wants to talk about these problems. Now people are becoming paranoid. Things were already bad, but some events made everything worse. Fires in rich areas like Malibu and Pacific Palisades exposed the failures. These were areas run entirely by leaders on the left, from the mayor to the fire chief. They were responsible for a fire that could have been prevented. Some voters are starting to realize they made mistakes. They admit they voted for these leaders. They knew the city council had no Republican voices. They knew some leaders were accused of serious misconduct. They knew the fire department was more focused on hiring based on race and gender than safety. They knew about the risk of fire but still voted for these people. Because they were rich, they didn't face the same problem. High gas prices? Let the working class suffer. High sales tax? Let small-town residents deal with it. Strict rules? Let the local painter handle them. Rich people lived in a bubble, believing in open borders and idealistic policies. Voters approved $7 billion to build 3 reservoirs to help in droughts, but only $250 million was spent, and that was to destroy 4 dams instead. This is what California has become. Let's also look at why some want a certain government official removed. In 2020, just before the election, he contacted the former CIA leader and asked for help getting 51 intelligence agents to call Hunter Biden's laptop Russian disinformation. The laptop had not just personal data, but also hints that the current president was involved in shady deals. This move changed how the public viewed the story. Many people now feel that this action was political, not honest. It made voters question what information they could trust. These 51 officials, some of whom had lied before, claimed the laptop seemed like a Russian trick. They didn't say it was fake, just created enough confusion. The president used that confusion during debates. This gave him an advantage without needing to prove anything. The damage was done even before the truth came out. So, people ask, how can we trust that government official now? A former Secretary of State also destroyed devices that held secret files. The head of the FBI even confirmed it. She hired someone from another country to dig up bad information during an election. She also said the election results were false and joined groups who didn't accept the outcome. These actions caused deep division and mistrust. Many believe she was not held accountable like others would have been. It shows a double standard in how justice is applied. Yet, many of these same people still hold top security clearances and work as TV analysts. They've never said they lied. Many people with security clearances today leak secrets for money or attention. These leaks can damage national security and public trust. Some even turn their knowledge into careers in media or consulting. We should reduce these clearances, not increase them. Some people on the left think they're too smart or too moral to face consequences. But then it was revealed that Hunter Biden had access to his father's secret documents kept in a garage. Anyone could have taken those files. It raised serious safety questions. Meanwhile, when the FBI searched Trump's home, they took photos of files labeled top secret and made a public show of it. The media spread those photos quickly, creating strong opinions before the full facts were known. There's also trouble with new people settling in. About 27% of Californians weren't born in the U.S., and many haven't fully adjusted to American life. Some were taught that America is unfair, yet they depend on its help. The top 1% of earners, who pay more than half of all income taxes, are now leaving the state. These wealthy people were expected to pay for everything, but they've had enough. When wildfires go unreported, it often means the leaders are failing. Trump once said we should clear burnt areas quickly, but rules got in the way. These are the same rules that helped cause the fires in the first place. California is full of rules, yet still feels chaotic. When 25% of people can't pay their power bills, what do? You can't turn off their electricity, but you also can't ask them to pay 40 cents per kilowatt, the highest rate in the US. Why is it so expensive? Because California stopped building gas and nuclear plants and closed some hydroelectric facilities. They chose solar batteries instead, but many of these batteries failed or even caught fire. The high-speed rail project is also a disaster. They've already spent $15 to $20 billion, and it might end up costing $300 billion. And what will it do? It aims to connect Bakersfield and Merced faster than Amtrak. That's it. It's a total failure. California used to have the best schools, roads, airports, and water systems. Past leaders built junior colleges, public universities, and massive water projects. But today's leaders have ignored these things. Instead, they focus on politics about race, gender, and trying to look morally good to the public. Now, a challenge has come from a place they didn't expect, a Hispanic community. Many immigrants came to California in the last 60 years. The state gave them health care, food, legal support, and more. But all that help has drained the system. Now, their children and grandchildren have moved up into the middle class. These families are tired of paying high taxes. They want good schools and working roads. They don't want to support endless public aid anymore. They're also frustrated with environmental policies that don't work and the state's failing infrastructure. And now the leaders on the left are worried.